Throughout history, beauty has shaped empires, sparked wars, and inspired legends. But some women didn't just turn heads, they changed the course of the ancient world. These were princesses of power, grace, and mystery. Their faces were immortalized in stone, their stories whispered for thousands of years. Today, we travel back in time to uncover 5 of the most beautiful and unforgettable princesses of the ancient world. But be warned, their beauty was never just skin deep. 1. Cleopatra VII, Egypt's last queen. She was more than a queen. Cleopatra VII was the last pharaoh of Egypt and the most enchanting woman of her time. Born into royalty, she wasn't just beautiful, she was brilliant. Cleopatra spoke 9 languages, mastered politics, and ruled a divided kingdom. But what made her legendary was her power to charm empires. Julius Caesar fell for her. Mark Antony gave up Rome for her. Her presence could shift alliances and start wars. Cleopatra's beauty wasn't only in her eyes or her voice, it was in her intelligence, her confidence, and her control of destiny. She sailed down the Nile dressed as the goddess Isis. She led naval battles. She faced the Roman Empire with dignity until her final breath. In the end, when defeat was near, she chose death by her own hand, wrapped in royal silk, crowned in gold, leaving behind a legend that still captivates the world today. 2. Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. She was said to be the most beautiful woman to ever walk the earth. Helen of Troy, half mortal, half divine, was the daughter of Zeus and the queen of Sparta. Her beauty was so powerful, it started a war. When she left her husband, King Menelaus, and sailed to Troy with Prince Paris, the world exploded. Over 1,000 Greek ships launched across the sea. 10 years of bloodshed. Heroes like Achilles and Hector died. An entire city burned. Was Helen kidnapped, or did she choose to go? Was she a victim or a woman in control of her destiny? No one knows for sure. But what's certain is this: her name echoes across millennia, not as a queen, but as a symbol of desire, of war, of a beauty so intense it broke the world apart. 3. Princess Salome, the dangerous beauty. In the courts of Judea, one princess danced her way into legend. Her name was Salome, beautiful, seductive, and feared. She was the daughter of Herodias, stepdaughter to King Herod. But it wasn't her crown that made her famous. It was a single dance. Before the eyes of nobles and kings, Salome performed the dance of the 7 veils, a performance so hypnotic it shattered the room. King Herod was entranced. When he asked what she desired most, she whispered her wish: the head of John the Baptist. That moment sealed her legend, a princess whose beauty could be deadly, whose elegance hid power sharper than any sword. Was she a pawn of her mother, or the puppeteer all along? Either way, Salome reminds us that beauty can conquer, but it can also destroy. 4. Princess Roxana, the Eastern jewel who stole Alexander's heart. In the high mountains of Bactria, where the Silk Roads began and empires collided, lived a princess of unmatched grace. Roxana. Daughter of a powerful noble, she was born into a world of war. When Alexander the Great conquered her homeland, he expected resistance. Instead, he found love. Roxana was young, educated, and breathtakingly beautiful. When Alexander saw her at a banquet, he was stunned. Despite having conquered kingdoms, he had never met a woman like her. Days later, he married her, not for politics, but passion. Together, they became a symbol of unity between East and West. A Macedonian conqueror and a Persian princess. Her beauty healed wounds that swords could not. After Alexander's death, Roxana's world crumbled. Pregnant with his heir, she was hunted by rivals until she too vanished from history. But in those fleeting years, she was the beating heart of a global empire. 5. Princess Sammu-Ramat, the warrior queen of Assyria. Long before Cleopatra, centuries before Joan of Arc, there was Sammu-Ramat, the Assyrian princess who became a queen, a warrior, and later a goddess in legend. In the ruthless empire of Assyria, power belonged to kings and generals. But after the death of her husband, Sammu-Ramat stepped forward, not to mourn, but to rule. She led armies into battle, built cities, expanded borders. Her people called her wise. Her enemies feared her. And over time, her story blurred into myth. The Greeks remembered her as Semiramis, a queen so mighty she conquered India, built Babylon's hanging gardens, and commanded the heavens. Was it all true? Maybe not. But what's undeniable is this: Sammu-Ramat shattered every rule of her time. In a world ruled by men, she made herself immortal, with beauty, with fire, with empire. From veiled dancers to warrior queens, these ancient princesses shaped empires, inspired legends, and changed the world. not just with their beauty, but with their minds, their courage, and their power. In a time when history was mostly written by men, they wrote their own stories. Which of these powerful women impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love discovering hidden legends from the ancient world, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because beauty fades, but legends, they last forever.